Hello all, this is Ultimate Prime, and today I'm going to be reviewing Galvatron from the Titans Return line. And before we get started, let's just take a quick look at the packaging. And you can see on the box, it shows a picture of Nucleon. Basically his head is just floating there in the air. And if you turn here on the side, you can see another picture of Nucleon transforming into Galvatron or connecting to Galvatron. This side, you really don't have anything but the symbol for the Transformers. And if you look on this side, you can see that it has Galvatron in robot mode, in his cannon mode, and in a spaceship mode. And it shows that he transforms in 27 steps. It also shows that Nucleon can transform in 1 step. And it shows that the Titan Masters can connect to several different sizes. And they have on here Skull Smasher, Sentinel Prime, and Autobot Blaster. And I'm going to go ahead and read the front of the box. It says, "The Decepticons unite with Titan Master partners to power up for battle. Nucleon gives Galvatron a universal systems upgrade with powerful but unstable results." So it doesn't really tell you exactly what he does for Galvatron, except for that it makes him pretty unstable, but very powerful too. So anyway, that's enough for the box. And let's take a look at Galvatron. And so here is Galvatron in his cannon mode, and it looks pretty good. He's got his tank treads. He's got that cannon ready out there, ready to blast somebody. He likes to fall back a little, but that's not a problem, since that is the way he's oftentimes depicted, kind of leaning back a little. But you can stand him straight up if you like. It just takes a little playing around with, and it's the way you face the tank treads can keep him up. He doesn't really have any articulation in this mode. You can move the cannon up just a little bit, but that's pretty much it as far as any real articulation. I mean, you can move the tank treads a little, as I mentioned earlier. You can move them a little forward if you wanted to. You could move them back some. So the tank treads do move. You can move them up, down like that. And that's pretty much the articulation he's going to have in this mode. Now, he does have his Titan Master partner. Here is Nucleon in head mode. You can see the face there. And he actually looks a lot like Megatron in that mode. You can transform him in 1 step. And you can see him as his robot mode. And there he is in robot mode. And he can fit inside Galvatron here. There is an area under the cannon that he plugs into. So it looks a little weird because if you plug him in here, he's kind of just sitting there upside down. Let's see. Let's plug him in here. And so that looks pretty odd with him just kind of hanging in there. But if you like, he can do that. The other place that he can go is Galvatron has little pegs right here on the bottom, and so you can plug him into the little pegs. Mine doesn't always like to sit in the pegs very well. Let me try this side. Yeah, he's not wanting to sit in there at all this time. Let's see. Yeah, mine doesn't really like sitting in the pegs at all. There he goes. And so you can put him on the pegs and kind of have him hanging out there on the back of Galvatron. Let's go ahead and get him transformed, and I'll show you how he looks in his spaceship mode. Now, to get him into his spaceship mode, you want to take off any Titan Master features. Let's go ahead and pull out the cannon, which you just flip these out, pull this, and you can pull the cannon off here. And so you pull the cannon out, leave these parts open. You're going to flip this part upwards to form the top of the spaceship. And then we are going to take these tank treads, turn them around like this, and turn this up and push this in here like that. And just flip those up so they're looking like this. And we'll do that on this side as well. This part here comes up, and then you can turn the wheels like this and flip the tank treads down. Then we're going to come to the back where the wings are. Oh, and before we do that, let's just flip this part over. And here, we're going to turn it back where the legs are. And we're going to open this up. We're going to spread the wings. Now, this may not be the official transformation, but this is the way I like for him to look. I think it's a little bit more believable as a spaceship mode to kind of have these legs folded out like this. You can push the legs in a little bit more because they kind of collapse in on themselves. And you can collapse this part in on itself a little bit. There's a little spot on the inside. So let's do that. And then just kind of have the legs kind of hanging out like this. And so make sure this part stays closed. It kind of popped open a little bit. And here he is in his spaceship mode. You kind of have to use your imagination a lot. You're supposed to actually put his cannon on. And you can do that by taking the cannon off, which already is. You flip this part up, and you can pull this part down here. And then you see there's this little hole where there's a space underneath where you can plug that in underneath. So let's do that. Plug that in there. And you can add the cannon on. And that's his full spaceship mode. Like I said, it's not the greatest mode for him. I think the other two modes work out just a lot better. But it is a third mode. I actually prefer it with the cannon off. I think it looks more believable as a spaceship or something with the cannon off. And if you choose to pull the cannon off, you can still use it with the Titan Master. You can put him in here. Let me pull his arms out so that he fits. And this arm is giving me trouble. There we go. Okay, so that he fits, and you can put him in there. Actually, he has to slot in this way. And you could make into a sort of spaceship itself, you know, and there you go. He could fly around with the Galvatron in his separate little spaceship mode using the blaster. So you can put them in there like that. You can also flip this part up and it can form sort of a battle station mode in which you can move around. You could probably place it in one of the leader class figures when they're in base mode so that it forms like a turret that he can turn around and blast things in. So yeah, so the cannon has definitely some other uses that you can use it for, and you know, have the Titan Master in there. The Titan Master also can ride inside the cockpit of the ship. Just stick them in there. fits right in. You can close it up, this back down, and he can ride inside the ship and pilot it. And also, just like in other mode, he can fit back here on these back pegs. So yeah, I mean, the ship doesn't look too bad, especially when you take the cannon off. It looks a little more believable, but I think you do have to use your imagination quite a bit to make this very believable, as you can kind of see the legs fully formed, and it's kind of a bit gappy back here, so it's yeah, a test of your imagination to really get him looking like he's a spaceship or something. But so that's it for that mode. So we are going to go ahead and put him into his robot mode. Okay, so now to transform him into his robot mode, we are going to first take out the Titan Master. Let's pull him out, get him out of the way. Okay, and so then once we have the Titan Master out, we can then pull these parts back to reveal his shoulder. This part here, the cockpit, can pull downwards. Then we're going to pull his legs down, and we are going to actually, let's pull this part down, and we can actually turn his waist. Okay, we're gonna wait to do that because his arms are getting in the way. So let's go ahead with the legs then. All right, so we are going to pull the legs down, and they come up to form the knees. You can then turn them to the side, flip the feet down, and close the back panel to close up that leg. And we'll do the same on this side. We will pull that leg piece up, turn it, flip the foot down, and close this panel up. Then let's pull the arms out first. We'll pull them up to get them out the way, and then that way we can rotate the body. So now that we've got the arms up, let's rotate his body around. There we go. You can pull the little flaps here down, and then let's pull his arms out and his hands right there, and bring that down. And we'll do that on the other side. Pull the arms out, the hands. This one's a little stuck. There we go. Pull the hands out, pull the arms down. And there you have him mostly configured. We just need to put the headmaster on. And so let's take the headmaster, pull his arms down, and put the legs up. And now when you put the headmaster in, you'll notice that the gap here has a hole that's kind of an odd shape. It's like wider here up at the top, and then it kind of narrows in. You want to match that up to the headmaster. He has that same kind of gap. He's wide down here at the bottom, and he kind of narrows in where his face and like nose kind of are. And so you just want to make sure that you match that up to the gap. So we'll do that here. And sometimes that it's different for different headmasters. So in this case, I'll put him on, then just turn his head, and there you go. He fits in there nicely. And so then you want to pull his chest open, and the mask pops up over on his face, and there you go. There you have him in his robot mode. And let's pull his arms down here. And so one of the things you'll notice is that it's the mask part here doesn't fully go around his head, so it gives him a sort of an interesting look. But you can see the head is kind of poking out there, and it does give you that slight Galvatron look. So there he is, fully in his robot mode. and he looks pretty good. You can add his arm cannon on, and you do that by putting this part here down. You just slide that down, slide this up, and there's a peg hole right there on his arm. You just peg that right in there, and there he is with his full assortment of weapons on. So, yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good. Actually, this part right here is supposed to come up. I left that down. Excuse me. There we go. Now he looks a little more right. And you can even pull this part out to give him more of that G1 look. So let's pull this up a little bit. There it goes. And there he is in his robot mode fully. Also, if you want to give him a more of a G1 look, you can pull this part here in the back upwards. Oh, as if I just pulled it off. Let's put it back on. There we go. Pull this part up over the front and stick his head back in there. If you've accidentally popped it off. And there he goes. And it gives him even more of a G1 look, 'cause now he's got the little thing sticking up behind him, as he did in the cartoon. So I think he is a very good representation of Galvatron. Probably one of the best we've gotten in a while, especially from Hasbro. So let's do a quick look at his articulation in this mode. His head can turn, but because the face mask isn't a helmet, it doesn't turn with him. So the face mask is kind of just planted there. So you can turn his head, but you really can't, because if you turn it, he's not inside the mask anymore. So head articulation, I probably say that's a no. You can move his arms up and down. They actually can go in a full 360, but his shoulder plates get in the way. So you'd have to move those out of the way in order to do that. But they do go a full 360. His arms can turn. And so he does have upper arm swivel. He has knee joints. I mean, not knee joints, elbow joints. So his elbows can bend up and down. And also due to the transformation, they can bend at 2 points, actually. So they can bend up here, and he can also bend down here. His hands can move in and out due to the transformation. His waist does swivel, and so he does have a full swivel there in the waist. Let's put that back up. But you have to pull this part in the back down in order to get his waist to swivel. But it does swivel. His legs can move up and down and do a full 360. His upper thighs can turn. He has knee bend. And his feet can move up and down. And that's pretty much it for his articulation. Let's put him back here. And just to do a quick comparison, here is his G1 mode. And you can see the difference between the original toy version and this version. I think he looks, of course, a lot better to me than the G1 mode did, because of all the new technology and the mobility that he has, the posability that he has. But just for a comparison, there is his G1 form. Let's also put him with his Wavemate Sentinel Prime. You can see they're about the same size. Actually, he looks like he might be even a little bit taller than Sentinel Prime, actually. Just maybe a hair. And for another comparison, let's compare him with Scourge. And you can see that he is quite a bit taller than Scourge, since Scourge is a deluxe. But I do think they look good together. And let's put him with Skull Cruncher as well. Let's throw him into the scene. Yeah. So I think these characters look good together. Let's take him out of the way. Get him out of the way. And I'll just show you what Galvatron looks like if you put him with another head. So to switch his head, you just flip the mask part back. Actually, you don't even have to flip that back. You can just pull the head off. And let's put another headmaster on there. I'm gonna have to turn the head. There we go. Let's put Scourge's head on there. He looks a little weird with Scourge's head in there, but as you can see, you can put other heads on him. And there you have him. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get him transformed into his cannon mode. And so to turn him back into cannon mode, we want to first take off the head, and we can open this chest and put the mask down in here. And let's take off the arm cannon. And this part comes down, and you can transform the arm cannon, push this part in, push this part down here, and you just plug that right in there. And there you got the front part of the cannon. Use these to kind of clamp it shut. Then you want to turn his body, the upper torso around, move the arms out of the way so that he can turn. You can turn him like this. And put any parts back on that may have fallen off. Let's reconnect this. Okay, so there we go. Now, what we can do is you can clamp that part down. Let's get his arms situated. You can slide them down like this. Then fold his hands inwards and fold his arms up. And pull this down, and then pull the treads down on that side, and then do the same over here. You want to turn this part down so that the wide part here is at the bottom. You then can fold his arms up, fold his hands inwards, flip the arm fully down, and then turn just the arm piece down here and flip out the treads. There you have the front part of the vehicle, and the legs are pretty simple. You just take this part, open it up, turn the leg to the side, and you can fold the feet in. Do the same over here, open the leg up, turn the leg to the side, pull the feet in, and then these two legs, there are two little grooves here on the side. Right here, it's a little hard to see where the legs connect to. The legs also have two little grooves. It has a little space right here. So you want to snap it in there, snap this leg in there, and they will connect here in the back. And there you go. You have Galvatron back in his cannon mode. And once again, like I said, he is a great figure. I do like him. I definitely suggest picking him up if you can find him. And yeah, a nice Galvatron. So that is the end of the review. If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe. And I'll definitely have some more reviews coming. So until then, have a great day, and I'll catch you later.